Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another CSGO video. So today let's talk about how to actually improve your rank for real, and also let's talk a little bit about performance anxiety. So before we get into today's topic, I really quickly want to talk about the gameplay that you can see in the background right now. As you can see, I'm using the M4A4 instead of the AK-47, which is usually your main go-to gun for all free-for-all deathmatch servers in CSGO, because for the obvious reason, it does kill in one headshot, which the M4 does not. So the reason why I'm doing this, first of all, I want to switch up the gameplay a little bit for you guys, because some people said, well, I've seen the fuel injector a couple of times now, can we please see something else? And I was like, oh, alright, let's do that. But the other part is that I want to improve a little bit, well, of my tracking aiming as well as my spray control, since obviously you cannot easily one-hit headshot people because you got two dinged them with the M4, meaning that just in general, due to the spread and range and just everything in the game, just the way it works, you often have to rely on tracking aim more with the M4 as well as on spray control. And since I'm lacking a little bit in those two departments, since I'm more of a flicking aiming type, like a snap to aim, point and click aim, like with the AWP and pistols and stuff like that, I thought this is actually a good idea to practice it a little bit, to just shake off the rust again. So in case you're actually trying to get better with your spray control or just in general with your tracking aiming, I feel like the M4 is actually helping you more in that department. And again, from my point of view, it also travels well over or transfers well over to the AK-47, since you always start out with a headshot anyways, and then being able to transfer into a spray right away is usually a good ability to have. Now let's talk about today's topic. Initially, I wasn't sure if I should make a video about this topic because Vollrath also made one about the same thing, and usually people are kind of complaining about that a little bit. However, since you guys kept asking me about the same thing over and over again, I thought, okay, it might very well be still a good idea. However, I will also link Vollrath's video in the description down below. So as I said before, the best tip to get a better rank in Counter-Strike Global Offensive is to get better at the game. Yeah, I know, big surprise. However, there are many factors holding you back from that. The first one, slightly, is the Dunningkruger Effect, which is basically describing something in which a person or individual is overestimating their own abilities and basically blaming everything on their teammates, and he's only looking at his peak performances. Like one game he had an awesome game, he's like, yeah, that's how I usually play, and he's not really looking at his mistakes and stuff like that, and he's not willing to improve because he's just blaming everything on his teammates, kind of shifting off the responsibilities that he has in the game onto the others, meaning that, oh, it's just my teammates holding me back. And that's probably one of the bigger issues with the game. However, there's another side to it, which is performance anxiety. Now, performance anxiety or ladder anxiety in CSGO is mainly just having the fear of losing your rank or deranking just in general, because obviously you do not want the game to tell you that you've gotten worse, because you actually do not think that you got. And again, always take the matchmaking system with a grain of salt, and you should also not take it all that seriously, because it's really hard to determine individual skill in a team-based game just by using an algorithm. Now, there's a different law that I will also link in the description down below, which is called the yerkes-dodson law, I believe. I'm sorry if I butchered any names. It's basically talking about how when you're putting too much pressure on yourself, you actually become worse. Like when you're extremely tryharding and not having fun anymore, like not having positive arousal, again, which translates here to having fun in the game, your performance will actually decrease. So there are basically three stages. The first one is not really being into the game, no arousal, and this will mean weak performance because you pretty much have no interest in it. The next one is having higher arousal and, well, being into the game. At this point is like usually your peak. You're into the game, you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself, and you're actually focusing. However, the more you're tryharding, the more the curve will go down on the right side of the bell shape again, which means you're tunnel visioning. You're not focusing anymore, you're not, well, properly paying attention to the game, you're more caught up on your rank, and again, this fear of losing your rank will again make you worse in return. So it is very important that whenever you're playing, again, this sounds like very, very stupid and obvious, but have fun at the game. Seriously, do not get too caught up on your rank. As I said before, when you get better, your rank will naturally follow. And there's always some slight deviation, like you can get an unlucky streak, some troll, some hacker, so you might always be plus minus one. Keep in mind, the enemy team might get them as well. So just by having that, make sure that you're having fun in the game. Being, again, just more comfortable in the game, not having the anxiety to lose your rank. Just don't get too caught up in it, and you will see that the game will be not just more fun, but your rank will rise altogether with your skill. So this was just a short, little abbreviation from that. You can also check out the things in the description down below. As I mentioned before, there are a couple of videos on the topic, as well as the laws that I mentioned, which you can look up on Wikipedia. But I think it's much all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.